Hello everyone. Today we the students of class 11B are here with a presentation on the topic development of trade and commerce. I would quickly like to introduce you with the teammates Samriddhi Vij, Hidan Ashad, Tuba Arif, Shreya Tiwari, Gargi Verma, Rabneet Kaur, Sania Tanveer, Sidra Rashid, Muhammad Hamza and Muhammad Aman Alam. Now I request Shreya Tiwari to proceed further.
Business is something which is quite common across the world. It is an occupation which involves production, sale, or distribution of goods at regular basis with the purpose of earning profit. Archaeological evidences have shown that trade and commerce was the base of the economy of ancient India. Silk Route played a vital role in adjoining contacts with foreign kingdoms and empires. In those days, the trade was mainly carried out by water and land. The civilizations like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro had established commercial connections with Mesopotamia and usually traded in gold, silver, etc. The period was marked by substantial commercial activities and urban development. The wide history of trade and commerce is further divided into various subsections.
Indigenous banking system. As economic life progressed, metal coins became common medium of exchange. After barter system, introduction of metallic money accelerated economic life. Documents such as hundi and chitti were introduced for buying and selling of goods on credit. This system played a prominent role in lending money. Hundi was of different types. Agricultural workshops and domestication of animals were important component of life.
Now, I think it is worth mentioning the rise of intermediaries or the middlemen who helped the traders in the export and import of goods. They provided considerable financial security to the manufacturers by assuming responsibility for the risk involved, especially in foreign trade. It comprised commission agents, brokers, and distributors both for wholesale and retail goods. The institution of Jagat Seths also developed and exercised great influence during the Mughal period and the days of the East India Company. Creditors influenced the availability of loans which enhanced commercial operation. Commercial and industrial banks enhanced further trade development.
Transport. Under transportation system, mainly two factors were used by traders: land transport, waterway transport. The northern roadway route was stretched from Bengal Takshila. There was also trade routes in the south spreadly east and west. Trade routes were wide and suitable for speed and safely. Maritime trade was another important branch of global trade network. Calcutta was also a bustling empire. It was visited by Chinese ships to acquire items were perfumes, medicine, or oil. On the Coromandel coast, Pulicat was a major part. Textile were the principal export from Pulicat to Southeast Asia.
Now going ahead, throwing lights on trading communities is strengthened. In different parts of the country, different communities dominated trade. Number 1. In northern region, Punjabi and Multani merchants handled business. Number 2. In western India, Mahajans were managing trade. Number 3. From south, Chetiyars were important. Number 4. In states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Bhatts managed the trade. Number 5. Nagar Seth carried the trade in urban centers. Number 6. Other urban groups included musicians, painters, hakim, Ovaid, etc.
The merchant communities were formed to protect the interests of the traders. These corporations, organized on formal basis, framed their own rules of membership and professional code of conduct, which even kings were supposed to accept and respect. Traders had to pay octroi duties that were levied on most of the goods at varying rates. Duties were paid either in cash or in kind. Tax paid for passengers, goods, cattle, commonly known as ferry tax, was another source of income generation. The guide merchant took the task of building temples and made donations. This enables merchant to gain power in the society.
Major trade centers. There were different trading centers, towns all around the country. Some of leading trade centers in ancient India were Patliputra was the major center for exports of swords. Takshila, which was popularly known as city of financial and commercial books. Peshawar, major export center of wool and for import of horse. Indraprastha was the center where all major trade routes converged. Mathura was a major trade hub known as Emporium of Trade. Varanasi was a major center of textile industry. Mithila carried international trade, especially with South China. Ujjain was famous for export of clothes like Akats, Muslims and Malau. Surat textile was famous for their gold border. Kanchi, pearls, glass, and rare stone were famous worldwide. Chinese traveled here in foreign ships to purchase these goods. Madura attacked foreign merchants for carrying out overseas trades. Broch was the greatest set of commerce in western India. Kaveripata was the major center of trade for perfumes, cosmetics, silk, and wool. Tamrapalti was one of the greatest ports connected both by sea and land.
Now we head towards major exports and imports. Between 1st and 7th century, varieties of goods and items were imported and exported. Major exports were spices, wheat, sugar, indigo, cotton, etc. Imports included horses, animal products, Chinese silk, copper, lead, glass, wine.
Position of Indian subcontinent. Between 1st and 7th century CE, India is estimated to have largest economy in the ancient and medieval period, controlling about one-fourth of the world's wealth. In the writing of various travelers, the country was mentioned as Swarnabhumi. Despite of great wealth and growing economy, India was far behind Western Europe in technology and innovation. In the mid of 18th century, the British Empire began to take root in India. Thus, with the time, the Indian economy changed from being an exporter of processed goods to the exporter of raw material and buyer of manufactured goods. Thank you.
Now moving towards reindustrialization of India. After independence, the process of rebuilding the economy started and India went for centralized planning. Under first 5-year plan, due importance was given to the establishment of modern industries, technological and scientific institutes, space and nuclear programs, etc. Despite all these, lack of capital formation, rise in population, huge expenditure were the major reason why India could not develop at a rapid pace. Years and years passed, and today the high growth sectors have been identified which are likely to grow at a rapid pace. So, this was the journey of trade from 1st AD to 1999. How humans moved from barter system to gold or silver coins to cash and then today towards online payment. This struggle from years resulted India to be the fastest growing economy in the whole world. This speedy growth of business will soon make India a developed country. At last, I thank you to Manorma ma'am for giving us such a wonderful project. Hope you liked it.